Second delay. We're good.
Hello and welcome to the Figment Collective. It's good to have you guys around. We were going to play Spelljammer, but we had a brief last-second change of ideas, and we're going to be going back to It's Been a Long Time, our wonderful game, A Savage Worlds Realms of Cthulhu story, Eldritch Nightmares. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We will be picking up on Spelljammer next Friday. However, tonight, before we get too deep, I'm going to have everybody go around and introduce themselves and their characters. Starting with our lovely Az, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am in fact Az, and I'm going to be playing Detective Mortimer Elliot of Scotland Yard, who, well, one day, we're gonna get our buddy over there to believe in something. Anything.
You know, some people just want to believe.
Yes, they do.
And our lovely Milo, could we get an intro, please?
Hello, I am Milo, and I will be playing Nell Turner, MD, and she is the non-believer in question as she has the Doubting Thomas, our hindrance in this game. And everything can be explained. It's not ghosts, it's not supernatural, it's a gas leak.
Now hear me out, Nell.
And you know what they say, where there's a gas leak, there's gas.
Yeah.
Let's not light anything around that.
If it
No,
looks
it's
like
your
a duck and it cracks like a duck, it's
was
not
a finger
supernatural.
that had 8. We'll get into that later.
Can we get an intro from our wonderful 3LC?
Hello, everyone. I am 3LC, Third Life Crisis. Tonight, I am playing Robert Rocky McChesterton, a swaggering, dashing mix of Connell from The Mummy and Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, and an acquirer of interesting items.
And interesting items abound there are. And I cannot forget myself. Hi, I am Avery. I am the keeper for tonight. And I will be playing, as I always say, literally everyone else. So, to give a brief recap.
This is an 18 plus stream.
This is 18 plus
It's not
stream.
18.
Yeah,
Then you're 12.
If you're not 18, then you're 12. I always forget that part. It's probably because I've figured children have other things to do with their time than watch a bunch of nerdy ass friends play games. But hey, maybe not.
I mean, there's children that were like, you know what? We're not moving on.
We also don't give advice on this channel.
We don't give advice on this channel.
Do not take our advice when it comes to anything dangerous or reckless that we may or may not talk about.
Maybe just in general, just overall.
Just don't do what we do.
Just don't do what we do.
Yeah, wonderful. So, as a brief recap, and I will try and keep it as brief as I can, the assembled investigators were asked to join a social club, the Greystone Social Club at Greystone Manor in Wales, for a wonderful social gathering, a party, if you will. Now, some people were invited as +1s, that being Rocky McChesterton and our lovely Nell Turner. Nell being the +1 of her August father, and our wonderful antiquarian being the +1 of a anthropomorphic art dealer by the name of Oswald Sinclair, who's also an Oxford professor. Now, our wonderful Detective Elliot was invited along less of an invitation. See, one of the members of the Greystone Social Club, a certain Roman Jaffe, has been suspected of a murder in London. That there was an artifact that he had procured by, some would say, dubious means, that he sold to a curator of a museum. And that curator was found dead the next morning. So Scotland Yard asked very politely for an invitation for investigator Elliot, and thus the how do I want to phrase this? The stage was set for the night in question. They met the host, the absolutely rotund and giant Arthur Wainwright, the wonderful president of the Greystone Social Club. And we got a very brief insight into how much he loves party sausages. We also got to meet Penelope Vincent, a journalist who had brief words with Nell while they were looking at a window about how there were strange happenings that seemed to surround Arthur Wainwright. People went missing, people committed to asylums. It seems that she thinks that maybe he's using some of his prestige to get people he doesn't like out of the picture. Now, we also definitely ran into our wonderful Roman Jaffe, the art thief in question, who struck an interesting deal with Rocky McChesterton, that there is an item that is being held by Arthur Wainwright that both of them are more than a little interested in, something called a tonsil stone. We also met the wonderful Augustus Totorelli, the painter, who during our last session was hosting the only live painting he's ever had, where a huge hand reached out of the inky blackness in the vaulted cathedral ceiling of the auditorium and was plucking people from their seats. We got to meet the wonderful Malcolm Reed, butler extraordinaire, who seems like he likes to talk to the open air, as it is. We met briefly Lieutenant Eric Montgomery, the leader of the fox hunt, which Nell's father is currently out on. We met Amelia Verman, the stable master, who is also out on the fox hunt, who is convinced that Eric's up to something nefarious. We met the wonderful Maud Renault, the fortune teller, the dilettante, the socialite. She offered a telling of fortunes and is currently babysitting a softly sleeping Oswald Sinclair as Oswald drank a little too much at the bar. Finally, we met Sarah Quinn, the kennel mistress, who burst in to inform the party that the fox had escaped. The fox hunt began rather surreptitiously, as the investigators opted not to go on the fox hunt and instead witness Augustus Totorelli make his painting. There was a brief period where, in the room that Miss Nell Turner is staying in, Dr. Nell Turner, forgive me, where a specimen jar was found, a long, multi-jointed finger labeled amygdala, which, of course, this was dismissed as a mislabeling. This isn't a part of the brain. This is a finger, obviously, some sort of birth defect that was saved for study. You know, these things. Mislabeling in the scientific community is really the biggest problem in the 1910s that we have to face. After there was that brief exchange, sitting in the men's quarters, Rocky McChesterton and Roman Jaffe struck their little deal. A one-time team up to get this artifact that they both desired. Split the cash 50-50. There were already buyers lined up. However, succinctly after that, Mr. Jaffe was questioned by Detective Mortimer Elliot about this murder, where Roman seemed to give an interesting account that the artifact was given up, handed over, and paid for, but once it came into the hands of Mr. Samuel Rothford, Mr. Rothford became distraught, feral even, and tried to attack Mr. Jaffe, but Mr. Jaffe moved out of the way, and Mr. Rothford impaled himself on a bit of broken glass. And rather than stay and face charges for murder, which he knew he couldn't fight, Roman decided to take the piece in question and leave. After that, the investigators went to the painting. The aforementioned hand began plucking people out of their seats. Augustus Tortorelli proceeded to disfigure himself, and as those who remained began to act very, very strange, the investigators made their way to the sally port door of the auditorium and into the gaslit hallway, locking the door behind them, being led by the butler, Malcolm Reed. I know I said I'd keep it brief, but hey, you gotta know where the story's been to know where the story's going. So, as this thin, gaunt, impossibly tall butler stands before you in the hallway, the door locked behind you. This is right this way. And he reaches over and turns the gas lamp to his left on as it lights a decent portion of the hallway. And he begins to walk ever so quiet.
Elliot is going to turn to Rocky and Dr. Nell. Shall we then? Are you doing all right?
I'm doing all right, as I can rightly say, but that was quite a disturbing situation back there.
I can't say that I've run into anything like that before, no.
Nope. Can't say same either. About yourself, Dr. Turner?
This is ridiculous.
How you mean? We're going to be moving with Reed.
Yeah.
And
With the butler.
Mr. Jaffe has kept up with the butler.
Okay.
Yeah, Elliot's staying a little bit back, keeping an eye on fucking Jaffe.
Well, how you mean, Dr. Turner?
What about this isn't ridiculous? What about they took what they're calling a tonsil stone, which that's not a fucking tonsil for one. So, and two, to the ritual room. Like, I'm sorry, but
Some people are into some interesting beliefs, Dr. Turner. It's not one for me to
okay.
judge, but I get what you're
Well,
saying.
I'll judge. It's nonsense. People are injured over this nonsense.
Roman sort of looks over his shoulder. He says, "You can't blame people for having a pastime, Doctor."
I can and I will.
Of course you will.
Do your pastimes get people killed, Mr. Jaffe?
No, but I think your profession has just about the potential to get people killed, doesn't it?
My profession saves people.
Right, but you can't save them all now, can you?
I'm not the one that put them in the predicament that landed them on my table.
So when
if you're implying it's my fault.
Oh, I didn't say that. No, I would never. But when a man comes to you, say he's got a growth on his throat, and you try and remove the growth, sometimes the job goes bad and you nick a vein, nick an artery. I assume pastimes and professions are just the only thing that separates them is monetary compensation, innit?
It's lovely to know where you stand.
Not sure I follow, but if you have any questions about my profession, I'm sure Mr. McChesterton could answer a few questions.
Now, Ozzy, we don't need to, go down that too wide stretch of a lane there. So,
Come on now, we're colleagues, ain't we?
that we are, but there's a time and a place
Is
to
that
pour
right,
this camaraderie.
Mr. McChesterton? I thought you didn't know Mr. Jaffe.
Oh wait, this is Jaffe. I thought we were talking
Mhm.
about Oswald. Sorry.
No.
No. Oswald is...
Oswald's passed out drunk.
That's right. My bad.
Drunkenness.
My
Yes.
bad. I'm sorry. Mr. Jaffe then. Mr. Jaffe and I have had some run-ins. I'd say in the past, but
Is that what you'd call Cairo or running?
oh man, smell that laundry. Don't think this is the best place to be doing that here.
All right.
On the contrary, I think this is a perfect place to have this
Well,
conversation.
If I may, we just left a rather, whatever that was, rather distressing situation. Folks getting nabbed out of their seats. I don't know how to explain that. If they're putting on some kind of show or scam or something like that, that ain't nothing I've ever seen. So that's just a little weird.
As Mr. Jaffe was saying, and Dr. Turner, professions and pastimes do have costs. And it seems that Mr. Wainwrights seem to have quite a high toll.
Right, how much do you lot know about our illustrious host?
How much does Dr. Turner know from her father about this man?
Rocky would know as much as researching what they came for.
What Nell would know is that Arthur Wainwright is a retired explorer. He spent a lot of his time navigating and mapping Africa.
All right.
And that you would know that he, through your father, which your father also has a passing interest in the occult, Arthur Wainwright is an avid occultist.
All right.
He's shaken hands with the likes of Aleister Crowley and the Golden Brotherhood. Like, he's an avid occultist.
Okay.
Rocky, you would have the same realm of information, just garnered through different sources.
Okay.
We do know that he has quite the collection of oddities and relics and things that money can buy. I know that was mentioned last time. Just
things that belong in a museum.
Yeah, yes. So.
Yes. And as you guys walk about every 25 feet, Malcolm will stop and light another gas lamp as they go along the wall.
When he pauses the next time to light the gas lamp, Elliot's gonna kind of pipe up and, Mr. Malcolm, was it? Has anybody returned to the house yet?
Mr. Reed would be enough. I'm not sure I was watching the painting with the rest of you. This hallway has several destinations. Where exactly is it that you would like to go?
It's been a minute. I'm trying to remember where we had decided we wanted to go.
Ritual room.
The ritual room.
Because that's where they took off with the tonsil stone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
I believe if we could check into the ritual room, I'd like to see how our esteemed host is doing, especially given everything that's just occurred.
He was having an episode on the balcony.
As you wish. And he stops at the next gas lamp, and instead of turning it on, reaches up and wraps his hand around the handle and pulls it down. And the stone wall through the staircase beyond. I must return to the auditorium to take stock of what needs cleaning and what could possibly do to help anyone who has been injured.
I see.
Is it just you on duty, Mr. Reed?
I am the executive chief of staff here at Greystone Manor. The other housekeepers are indisposed.
I see. Mr. McJesterson, Dr. Turner.
Hey, Mr. Elliot.
Need-
Detective Elliot, sorry.
Roman looks up the staircase and then just starts walking.
Like they know where
Elliot's
they're going.
Elliot's nodding.
You could
He's
surmise.
rather insufferable.
Sorry, what was that?
You could surmise that he steps with the certainty of someone who's tread this path before.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He is a member, after
Mhm.
all.
True.
Which one of you is heading up the staircase last?
You gonna bring up the back end?
Bring up the rear.
I'm gonna bring up
Bring
the
up
rear,
the
yeah.
rear. Go watch
No,
your
we'll
six.
go after.
Mhm.
No, we'll go after Roman.
Rocky will head in behind the good doctor.
As they both head on, as you're about to step into the hallway,
Mhm.
Elliot, a hand reaches out and grabs you around your arm. The grip is tight
Mm-mm.
as you see Mr. Reed looking down at you, his eyes wide, bloodshot, an expression of fear on his face.
Mr. Reed.
You must mustn't let the amygdala take you, detective.
What do you mean? Mr. Reed, the amygdala. The thing that was in that jar.
Let it get you. You are in its realm, Ep3. You must escape, detective.
Of course, Mr. Reed. What is this?
Sweat pouring down
Yeah.
his forehead.
Yeah. Elliot's gonna kind of reach out and try and study him. What is the amygdala? Mr. Reed, what do you mean? It's realm.
You will know when you see it, detective. You are already in its realm. The world you know has spat you out. And you must return home. Get out of this place as soon as you can. Or else you will end up like Malcolm Reed.
Mr. Reed, what
You see
are
his
you not?
expression goes completely blank.
How do I get home?
He lets your arm go. And he turns around and walks down the hallway. And as he gets just to the edge of the light, you see a gigantic four-knuckled finger beckon him forward. Go ahead and give me that guts roll.
Okay. God damn it, Elliot, with your wanting to know shit. Did I seriously just... Yeah, there we go. Alright. So guts is the spirit dice, the 6 dice, and the guts dice, correct?
Just the guts dice.
Just the guts dice.
Got it.
Just the guts dice.
Plus your wild d6. That's your roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Don't fuck me. 7.
So you managed to rationalize, however.
It's been a long night. And we saw something before. It's probably just like the memories I have of other things. But we definitely need to get out of this place. And Elliot kind of does a quick 2 steps at a time to get up to Rocky McChesterson's back.
And as the lot of you climb the stairs, the stone, this aptly named gray stone, begins to have veins of this ochreous yellow mineral moving through them until, and as you climb the stairs, it becomes less veins of this mineral and more stone made completely out of this. Those of you with at least 2 mental anguish, you can swear that as you go up the stairs, the striations of this yellow mineral.
Heartbeat.
Swelling as if something pumps through the
Yellow veiny walls. Inside thoughts as.
I think I'm funny, okay?
and
It's all good.
eventually the
So-
stairwell leads to a door. This door, the strangest texture, this honeycombing raised lines and deep divots.
Does it look like where any of that stuff is pulsing through the rock or the stone? Is it seeping or leaking anywhere?
Not currently.
Okay.
Don't like that you said currently. Thank you.
Mhm.
As Roman gets to the
dude.
door, he reaches in his jacket and he pulls out a revolver and
Mhm.
gently begins to
Yeah.
Arthur, if you're in there, it's Roman. Got a few people with me. We're coming inside. Don't do nothing drastic.
Rocky.
Yeah, Elliot's gonna pull out his service revolver and be. He's gonna lean into Rocky.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here as soon as possible.
I don't disagree with you at all there, Detective Elliot. And Rocky will withdraw his police revolver as well.
Elliot's gonna eye the police revolver and decide it's not worth the fight right now.
As Roman finishes opening up the door, steps inside. Says, Mother Mary, Joseph. Is
Noel's
your-
right behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
You thought that it would be a room.
Mm-hmm.
One of these grand Baroque pieces that you've walked through. When you step out into the room, the wind whistles across the back of your neck, making all the hairs stand up. Tufts of gray grass peek out from rocks. The arid floor, like a non-sandy desert, you know how the dirt cracks in striations of this same yellow ochreish soil. And you see that there is a complete lunar eclipse hanging above you in the sky.
Ooh, okay. So this has opened up into a courtyard of some sort?
Into a vast plain, far as the eye can see in every direction.
Ooh.
What
What are we looking at rightly here?
you're a member here, Mr. Jaffe? You ever seen this room before?
If you can call it a room, I've never seen anything like this before.
Nor I, and given the conversation I had with whatever is going on with what used to be Mr. Reed, we need to get through this and out.
Roman looks over his shoulder. Any doubts now, Dr. Turner?
Yes, absolutely. The room might be weirdly decorated and breezy, but it's a room. Let's find Mr. Wainwright and figure out why he's killing people in his house and then leave. It's not hard, it's not difficult. And she'll start shouting, Mr. Wainwright, into the abyss of this room that she believes is a room. It's a hindrance.
I've never
I
met
get it.
someone so rich that they could afford to hang a moon in the sky, Dr. Turner.
It's a painting
Well, if you think it's a painting,
on
Dr.
the
Nell,
ceiling.
why don't you go up
It's
and put your
clearly
finger on
painted. Okay, well, you find me a ladder, and I will. Have you never seen those optical illusions? This is nonsense. Why do you all believe in fairy
it? Dr.
tales?
Turner, Dr. Turner,
Nonsense.
I
It's
have seen such shows at the carnival, ma'am, but not within someone's home like this, unless they're putting us
This
on a
man
show.
is so wealthy he could own the. Don't think you understand. Okay?
To what purpose, Miss Dr. Nell?
Amusement. Have you not met him? He's very
He's very eccentric, I know. They do eccentric things.
Eccentricity and wealth
I'm
do
gonna
not
go
lead to
take
additional planes of existence. But
Rocky's gonna go up and gonna step in.
let's go find
few
our
steps
host.
and see what's going on. And revolvers drawn,
She's-
and they're keeping an eye on things.
She's calling his name too. Mr. Wainwright. I'm not gonna yell that into the thing though.
That's fair. At least you're not yelling.
As you move, the soil crunches
Be right back.
beneath your feet. The grass shuffles and hisses in the breeze. As
Are
you
there-
walk in this valley between these mountains, you walk for quite some time. It's hard to tell because everything just looks the same. The same few rocks crop up every few feet. The same sprigs of grass pop up every dozen. The brief sounds of whispers.
I think I can hear them.
Now, Elliot, Rocky.
Oh, thank God someone's here.
Nell, have you seen any trace of someone coming in here? Because I have not. And actually,
I'm
Elliot's gonna
not
start looking to see if
tracker.
there's any sign of footprints, any sign that someone's walked through here recently, and make sure to keep an eye on where they came from with the door. Meow meow.
That's a notice.
Alright, Dice Man. I have an 8 in smarts and a 6 in notice. So do I roll the 8, the 6, and the 6 for the wild die? Or
I think it's just the 6 and the 6.
Yeah, it's just the 6 and the 6.
Are we rolling something?
9.
We're hearing our names whispered by nothing.
We're hearing our names whispered by nothing while there's screams of a primordial being in the background.
What you do notice is you do see footprints through here, detective. Footprints not left by you, not left by Roman. Rather deep footprints that you could attribute to a rather portly man.
I believe he did in fact go this way. Elliot's going to point to
See?
the footprints and then study them
See?
very carefully.
What you also notice is you seem to have lost Mr. Jaffe.
Mm-mm.
He was just here. We just had eyes on him.
You
Where
did.
did that son of a bitch go?
Just
Apologies,
a singular
Miss Turner.
moment ago, you did have eyes on him.
Elliot's going to look at where his footprints ended and see where they went.
Give me another notice.
Okay.
Or 9 again.
Nice.
You see that they lead off and up into, you see this sort of craggy, one person wide canyon that begins to lead between a few of these mountains. But as you round the corner, the wind gusts and blows the footprints away.
All right.
Where did he slip off to? I swear to fucking God, if he...
I think
He's
he
your
might have gone
friend.
that way. Yes, he is your friend. Is he normally one to abandon those he goes in on a mission with?
We've had our incidents in the past.
I would love to hear more about those, actually, Mr. McChesterton.
Right. Possibly as
But-
soon as we're not involved in this little chase through the desert, as it were.
I would much prefer that we go home after we figure out what's going on with Mr. Wainwright and the tonsil stone.
Agreed.
So, do you want to go follow where Mr. Jaffe went off to between those rather precarious looking steps, or towards where we saw Arthur Wainwright head last?
Let's go make sure Mr. Wainwright is taken care of, and then let's see about getting out of here.
We can deal with Mr. Jaffe later then, but we do need to get out of here. I had a very concerning conversation with Mr. Reed, so... And it's getting more concerning the farther we get into this place, so...
Hey, alright. I'm gonna bust on ahead.
Very well. So you continue following the trail of Arthur Wainwright.
Mm-hmm.
Leads on for another 20, 25 minutes. Again, its time is difficult. As it leads to this big, open, almost cul-de-sac style basin between these 4 huge mountains with a huge looming cave mouth ahead. There are flashes of light
Mm-hmm.
coming from within.
Like the flicker of a candle or something else.
The light is like a blue-white, and then flickers of like a sickly green for you here. I'll not be done in by some blumbering fool. Ah!
Whoa.
And you see pitched out of the cave, rolling end over end, a rather plump Arthur Wainwright.
Oh shit.
Nell's gonna run over
Yeah,
and
we're
check on him.
gonna go over and rush over to him and see what the hell's going on. Actually, I take that back. Dr. Nell run over to him, but Rocky's gonna move kind of between where Wainwright just came flying from and take a look at what's around where they got tossed from.
Got it.
Kind of
So
watch
you
that
move
area.
cave mouth.
I'm watching the cave mouth, yep. Because if somebody just said Mr. Wainwright flying, that's no small feat.
Nell, as you run up to Arthur,
Mhm.
he's beginning to push himself up off the ground. He straightens
Does he
his
look
mon.
injured?
Right. How did you find yourself here, Miss Sorry, Doctor Turner.
Well, Mr. Reed opened the door for us. Are you quite all right?
Ready yourself, girl. This is not the time. And he reaches under him, and you see that he had clutched to his chest as he tumbled a large birchwood staff that has a flanged platinum piece at its end, where in between the flanges is held a it almost for a moment looks like amber,
Uh-huh.
and then inside of the amber you see something, some shape. I need you to give me a guts roll.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm given.
With your Doubting Thomas hindrance as a bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a total of 8, but it's not an ace on any of my dice.
Oh fuck! I forgot about the acing.
Yeah, you're supposed to re-roll if you get the number.
Okay. No, late.
You could have swore this little bug creature thing inside of this amber just moved, but it's a trick of the light. Easy. This lunar eclipse lighting is very weird.
When you say ready yourself, what does that mean exactly?
Yes,
For the
Wainwright.
amygdala, Doctor. And Rocky,
For the brain?
Wha-
as you moved towards the mouth of the cave, you begin to hear it. dull, droning hum. As a hand twice the size of your body, these huge, many-digited fingers reaches out and grasps the end of the cave.
What in the blazes is that? And Rocky's going to have their revolver at the ready, but they're going to step back from the cave entrance and gonna glance back at what Wainwright is holding. You see that
As
same
you go to glance
flanged?
back,
Yeah.
you do see the staff,
Okay.
but as you go to look back over your shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
a dull thud hits you in the back as the knotted end of a rope hits you.
Fucking Jaffe.
He looks down. Come on, got a job to do. Shook on it.
Yeah, that we do. And Rocky's gonna peel back. And
Alright.
where the hell is Jaffe taking him?
If you grab the rope, he's beginning to pull the rope up as you climb up the side of this rock face.
He's gonna glance down at Elliot and Nell with Wainwright. They look like they're getting him maneuvered.
Elliot, what are you doing?
So Elliot has gone up to Wainwright, seeing as how he tumbled out of the cave, was momentarily distracted, but is going to, once he says, get ready for the amygdala. Mr. Wainwright, what exactly is this amygdala?
And that's when you see the hand.
Dear God.
And another arm reaches out the length of easily 2 British football fields.
We need to get out of here, Mr. Wainwright.
Yes, we do, dear boy, but we're not ready yet. Ready yourselves however you see fit. You're not prepared for what it is you're about to see.
Oh boy.
There's nothing we have that could bring down that cave entrance.
I have a bone saw.
We could have used some dynamite, but we didn't bring it with us.
You're gonna bone the amygdala. Cool.
I'm gonna cut the bones of the amygdala. Thank you.
The amygdala's bone. Heard.
Got it.
I'm
So
not gonna do that. I have the major pacifist hindrance. I can't hurt it.
I can. I'll cut that thing's entire fucking arm off if I have to.
As Rocky, you were being pulled up, looking back over your shoulder to the others. You all see, and I'm going to need a guts roll from all of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. All right. This is what we trained for.
10 with an ace, so I re-rolled my 6 and got a 4.
Okay, so I got 10, and I rolled a 6, so I rolled a 6 again. But I don't add the 4?
You don't add the 4, you add whatever the next roll on your 6 is.
Well, it's a 10, because I rolled a 4, so 10.
Yeah, so, yes.
Yes.
So,
What have you done, Mr. Wainwright?
Nell is taking reduced. Elliot
Can
is
I
taking...
soak any of it? Or was that the soak roll?
That was the soak roll.
Fuck. Okay.
I only got a 5.
What did you roll, Rocky?
I only got a
oof.
5. I sucked ass.
Buddy.
I'm gonna get boned by the amygdala.
What you see. And I'm going to put it in our chat. I don't believe we have a chat for Eldritch Nightmares.
No.
We do not, because we only played it once a year.
I'm gonna
We
put
had
it
one
in
way
the-
back when, and then
I'm gonna put it in the media chat.
perfect.
Oh, that's fine.
This is what you see emerge.
Could we not?
Oh.
We could not. We could not. We could just not and say
Why
we
are
didn't.
there so many
Its arms bending at unnatural
Nice.
angles as it hobbles out.
Ew.
This incessant droning issuing from each of the deep honeycomb pockets of its head as it stands 80, 90 feet tall.
Insect furry.
So, Nell and Elliot, you both take 5 points of mental anguish.
Okay.
Rocky.
Make that guts roll. Or spirit roll.
Yep. Rocky, you are going to take 10 points of mental anguish.
Oof. That's in addition to the current mental anguish I have right now?
Yes.
That's a total of 12.
4.
Another spirit roll?
Yep.
Oof. Should have gave myself a better spirit.
Just take someone else's.
Fucking Christ. 5 again.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
So my tracker also got filled, but I got a 15 on my spirit roll.
Well,
go you.
Congratulations.
So you're not gonna take any levels of insanity. Now, what did you get, Elliot?
4.
Okay. So, I know you usually don't roll d20s for the Savage World system, but I do need both Rocky and Elliot to roll me a d20 if you don't mind. And I need to make a spirit roll
Really?
for Rome.
Really?
Excuse me.
You fucker. I don't know if this is good or not, but 20.
Okay.
Let's see what I get.
Normally that'd be a fantastic roll.
13 for moi.
Wonderful.
Where was that last week, Di?
You will both be shaken, and that shaken condition cannot be removed until the end of the story.
Okay.
And also, for an indefinite amount of time, Rocky,
Mhm.
you are going to be afflicted with paranoia.
Sorry. Paranoia and what?
Paranoia.
You are going to be indefinitely inflicted with paranoia.
Oh boy.
And Elliot,
Yeah.
you are going to be indefinitely inflicted with sociopathic tendency.
I am offended.
Wow. Paranoia, I
And
get.
how many levels of mental anguish are each of you over your sanity?
With the soak that we did
Oh.
beforehand, it's
Mhm.
1 or 2.
Okay.
No, 2. I can count.
If my sanity is 4 and I'm at a mental anguish of 12, I am 8 over.
Rocky, all trait rolls for you are going to be at a penalty of 2 until you are not shaken anymore.
Okay, -2. Got it. Okay.
So,
Huzzah!
as this occurs,
I have been shaken, not stirred.
Roman has stopped pulling the rope and is absolutely frozen in terror.
It's cool.
But you can continue to climb if you choose. It's not that far. It's maybe 8 feet.
Rocky's gonna climb on past him. He's gonna go, This is your fault, Jeffy. This is all you. Oh.
You talking kind of shakes him out of it. Right. I found the right door. Come on.
Are you positive it's the right? Positive?
I know it's the right door. I went through and I came back for you. I said we'd do this job together and I meant it.
Working on that paranoia, the Rocky is just like, let's get to this. Let's do this. And he's
As the two of you make your way to the end of this little rocky chasm,
Mhm.
a single wooden door stands at the end.
Rocky's gonna take a look down real quick before at what's happening
You
with
open the door?
Elliot and Nell. Yeah.
So, back to that.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
amygdala has emerged. What are you doing?
I'm going to turn to Arthur Wainwright and deck him.
All right. Give me
Because
that roll.
that's helpful, Elliot. What the hell?
You
Why
put us in this
punch him
situation.
and not that thing?
That thing is 90 fucking feet tall, Dr. Turner. What exactly am I
Why
supposed
are
to do
we
against
standing here? Run!
I'm so sorry. We're just gonna have a little tiny bit of an outburst. It's fine. What's the roll again?
That would be. I think.
You have a fighting. You have a fighting roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
fighting versus their
Yep.
parry.
Fighting. That's what I was looking at. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. This is all Arthur Wainwright's fault. We're gonna put all the blame on him having a little bit of an irrational outburst. Oh, I rolled a 6. Let's reroll it. That's a 1. 7.
As you go to punch Arthur Wainwright, moving surprisingly spry for a man of his
Good.
size.
Good.
He takes the staff and bats your hand aside and grabs you by the jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Steel yourself, boy. I have no time for your childish outbursts. You are in the face of a grand wizard. I suggest you mind your decorum, sir.
This isn't happening. Everyone's insane. Everyone has gone insane. Where is the exit? Nell is gonna look for the exit.
Right.
I can't. She can't. It's not happening. It's not real. None
What?
of this is real. This is all nonsense.
Wainwright begins to chant and
Mm-hmm.
raise the staff before him in a language that makes no sense.
Igath nulon vortuth amun sarul dek branak soval.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
As he slams the staff down in front of him, these arcing sigils begin to form out into this wide arcing net that encircles the mouth of the cave, and as it contracts, it touches the amygdala's skin, and the skin burns and flakes away as it recedes back into the mouth of the cave. Still visible in the light, just that big, bulbous head watching.
You
I told you
brought
I am
this
a
here.
grand wizard.
Mr. Wainwright,
And your
Where-
grand wizardry
where
has
is the
brought this
exit?
thing here.
can we just find the exit? I have things to do. There's a fox hut. People are getting hurt. Probably. Can I just? I'd like to go do my job. Where is the where? How do I get out of here?
Come with me, Doctor. I chose all of you to be here for a specific reason, and I need you all in the reliquary. It is time
Okay.
for the ritual.
To bring this thing fully into the world, or to send it back.
To banish Ep3 forever to the realms where it belongs, the edges of the human mind comprehension.
Where's the bloody door?
Must work together. I will show you the way.
So Arthur turns
Mhm.
and begins to walk.
Okay.
Single pan over to Rocky and Roman Jaffe stepping through the doorway.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Going through the door.
And as you step
Dude's
into
pretty
this
squirrely.
room, it is a cross between a library and a museum.
Hmm.
There are shelves of books, old vellum books,
Mm.
lining the walls. There are objects in glass cases,
Mm.
stone tablets, mummified body parts, the mummy of a cat. Roman looks over. Just like old times, right, Rocky?
Yeah. Rocky's gonna be looking around, just All right. It's got to be here. Has to be.
Right.
Rocky's just going to be scanning, looking, checking.
Give me a notice.
Notice roll. Okay.
And as you're doing this, the two of you kind of splitting up to cover more ground. Here, Roman. Right, if you find it first, you tell me, and if I find it first, I tell you. We get it together, right?
Of
Honor
course.
amongst thieves, right, Rocky?
Absolutely. Rolled a 6 on the notice.
In this preliminary part of the reliquary, you don't find much. You do see an open book laying on a podium. The candle over it still lit. The wax still running.
Rocky's gonna steer clear of it for the moment. Quick refresh. What was the artifact specifically I was looking for again? Was it the
tonsil stone?
The tonsil stone. That's right. Okay.
Big, honeycombed stone. Maybe not big. It can fit in the palm of your hand.
Right, but suitable size for what's going on here. All right. He's going to continue to move forward, but also watch where Jaffe went off to, if he's able to.
There are a lot of like bookshelves and things between. You catch brief glimpses of him.
Okay.
And you do see that whenever you do see him and he can see you, you lock eyes for a moment.
Splitting
You can
it.
gather as much as you're watching him, he's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Which may be part of why it's taking so long to find this thing.
Right. Rocky will just call out while they're searching and just be like, "Right, gonna be quite the purse to split, ain't it?"
Right, yeah. No, I've got a buyer lined up. He's willing to part with £500,000 for this thing.
Ooh. Oh, what are you gonna do with your share?
Oh, same thing I usually do. Women, Paris, maybe buy a new car. You been back to Paris since the war, Rocky?
Rocky's gonna look a little concerned for a second, and and then just kind of give that cheerful kind of there kind of look and just like, ah, I have no good reason to go back. So other places been keeping me busy.
All the wonders of West Virginia, huh?
Yeah, you could be saying that.
Right. Give me another notice.
Okay. Let's find something. Seven this time.
So you look. Again, you don't seem to find anything. You do pass what could be considered as a preserved medical oddity. I won't go into much further detail for listening Sam's, but it is a preserved medical oddity of the fetal variety.
Gotcha.
It looks like it has webbed fingers and toes, gills,
Mm.
a mouth full of razor sharp teeth. Definitely looks human, other than the obvious.
Rocky will take a closer look at it. Just in a jar, specimen case, no label
Inside
or
of
anything.
a glass case with a jar. There is a label at the base. You kind of
Okay.
have to rub the dust off the glass to read it. But you see it says, Child of Innsmouth, 1860.
Interesting.
For
They're
you.
good.
Oi, Rocky! I think I found something.
How big is this jar?
Yay.
Yay big?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna leave that for now and head on over to where Jaffe was just talking. On my way.
As you head over there, the camera pans back to Elliot and Nell walking with Arthur. As he goes into that craggy offshoot where Roman went.
Mm-hmm. What exactly is the plan here, Mr. Wainwright?
We must retrieve the tonsil stone.
And then what?
Enact the ritual.
And what exactly is that going to do for us?
The preliminary binding of the amygdala has already taken place. The stone requires a blood sacrifice.
Hmm.
I do hope you have not grown too attached to your companion, Mr. McChesterton.
Why exactly is that, Mr. Wainwright?
The ritual of the tonsil stone requires blood shed in betrayal.
I see. And that will send this thing back to wherever the hell it came from. Or whatever world it came from.
The reason Greystone Manor was built where it was by that, I assume, clueless Welsh Duke that built it is because this is a homing point for the amygdala. Its power is concentrated here on nights where there is a lunar eclipse. And on those nights, it spreads its influence further and further out from the manor. I personally acquired it. when I learned of the amygdala so that I could seal it and protect the world from the growing influence of this creature.
And that's why you invited a bunch of guests over to be torn apart by it.
I needed the amygdala to think I was unaware of its influence. This is how we free our friends. Detective, it may seem detestable to you, but when dealing with forces beyond one's comprehension, one must be ready to sacrifice a bit of the moral high ground.
I've heard this speech before.
I can't be a part of this. I can't be a part of this. One, this is utter nonsense. This is
Does
absolute.
to be death, Miss Turner. It only needs to be bloodshed, but it must be taken in an act of betrayal. This is a cornerstone of the ritual.
So it won't kill Mr. McChesterton.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
That is why I invited not one but two of the best doctors in all of the kingdom. Yes?
So I'm going to catch up Rocky.
You are going to keep him alive. Yes.
No,
What?
you do what you do best. Alright. We'll get through this. Mr. Wainwright, where'd you put the tonsil stone?
It is in the reliquary. It has already been poised in the proper ritual circle. The blood must be shed within the circle. It must activate the binding, and then we can expel the amygdala and its realm of Ipsilthis.
I suppose we should hop to then.
Right. Trolley-ho, good sport, jolly-ho.
Just under his breath. I'm going to hit him again.
And as you climb this spiraling ramp up to where Rocky was pulled up on a rope, you see the rope still setting on the edge of the cliff as you look down towards the amygdala's den. You see a wooden door, slightly ajar, which is where we'll pan back. Rocky, as you go towards the voice, you climb a set of stairs into this big platform. And you see that there are markings all over the floor, strange sigils and lines and geometric pattern. As Roman begins to enter the circle, and you see sitting on a pedestal in the center, it's a stone roughly the size of a pear, honeycombed, just like the head of the amygdala.
Well, Oh, ain't that a pretty sight? Hey, Jeffy.
Roman looks over.
You gonna make a grab for it?
That depends. You gonna shoot me in the back the second I do?
Nah. I was actually gonna have you face me when you shot you. I ain't that much of a bastard, Jeffy.
That's not what I heard.
Well, then you heard wrong.
What about that job that you took down there in Motumbo?
What about it?
Well, I hear the financer of that little expedition wound up with the hole the size of a golf ball coming out his forehead. Wasn't anybody else but you on that job now, was there, Rocky?
Hey, this line of work can get a little dangerous. As I'm sure you are well aware, Mr. Jeffy. And you
Why don't
certainly...
you go on and grab it then?
Nah. You can go ahead and grab it. I insist. They're gonna have their revolver out. Pointed at him.
You see, he grips his gun in his hand. Better watch that thing. It's not a toy. Don't go pointing it around like a test one.
Is there anything happening on the pedestal that the stone is on? Or anything around? In the general area?
There are 9 candles
Okay.
lit around it. As Roman takes a few steps and then turns his back to it and begins to walk backwards with his gun pointed at you.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for Nell and Elliot to come onto the scene.
Reaches back and grabs the stone.
Does anything happen?
No. Picks it up. Opens his bag with the same fingers that he's holding it with and drops it in.
Question. Is there anything in this area that it can be used as cover besides the pedestal?
Other than the pedestal, this is a big open platform.
That's what I figured. Well then.
It's like, alright. I count to 3. We're gonna put our guns away. I'll even take the one out the chamber if it make you feel better. Trust goes a long way, Rocky. Honor among thieves.
Yes. You're fully aware of how much that honor can stretch, aren't we, Mr. Jaffe?
Something you're trying to say?
I'm well aware of a few jobs that you've been on, Mr. Jaffe. Don't worry about it.
Puts his gun in the holster.
Yeah, Rocky's gonna lower his as well. And the hammer was pulled back, but they're gonna slowly clock it forward.
walks towards you. Do you want to take a look at it?
Yes, because I'm greedy.
He opens his bag and reaches in.
And he's gonna do so. Rocky is prepared as well
Roll
as he
your
can.
parry if you have
Yeah.
it.
I'm paranoid on top of this, so I'm like, I want to see what's in the bag, but I'm also ready for Jaffe to fuck me.
Is that right? Are you? Is it that kind of?
Nah. Well, you never know. Some jobs get cold and lonely at night.
No, that's right. Brokeback pyramids.
Brokeback pyramids.
I just can't quit you, Jaffe.
All right, let's see what we got here. A total of 6.
That was a noise.
I make noises.
I bet you do.
Inside thoughts. We're streaming.
I stopped myself earlier. Okay, there's only so much you could expect from me. It's also an inside thought.
I know.
So, what is your toughness?
My toughness is a 7.
Okay. You're
Shoot the
already
trigger, Jaffe.
shaken.
Yep. Oh,
So
that's a good point. Sorry, then that needs to get subtracted off that roll. So that's actually, instead of a 6, it's a 4. Because I am shaken.
And it reduced his 9 to a 7.
Okay.
So we are keeping in mind our shaken minuses.
Okay.
So you take a wound.
Okay. Yep. I see that here.
As a knife flashes out of Roman's bag and cuts you across the chest. Business is business, Rocky.
Yeah.
Sorry I had nothing like this.
Oh, there'll be an ending all right there, Mr. Jaffe.
So you can go ahead and roll spirit to remove your shaken now if you would like, since you took damage.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Oh.
Total of 6.
Gotcha. Yep. You are no longer shaken.
Yay.
Huzzah! It only took being stabbed
It only took being stabbed to not
by
be
Roman
shaken.
Jaffe.
Yep.
Being stabbed by Roman Jaffe leaves you unshaken.
That. So on top of having that wound,
Okay.
you're gonna take 4 points of damage.
4 points, okay. So, does my toughness subtract from that, or is that just from the...
Since you were shaken,
Mhm.
there was no soak roll, but
Okay.
since you succeeded now from being shaken, now
Okay.
you can roll to soak damage.
Okay.
The wound does give you a -1 penalty.
Okay, and so that is also a spirit roll to soak the damage?
Dice guy.
What?
What roll is it to soak physical damage?
Well, typically with the Savage World systems, you don't actually have physical damage, you have wound levels. So
Okay.
you have one, two, three, and then incapacitated.
Yep, got
After
that.
if you get injured while incapacitated, you get a permanent injury. If
Got it.
you continue to get wounded after you gain a permanent, die outright. You just
Okay,
if,
so
if no one comes and
I'm
helps you.
currently at the wound with the negative
One
one,
wound.
so that's what I have.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
And then typically what you would do, because the soak roll would come with a Benny. So when you get your luck chips, you would have to spend a Benny to soak that wound level. Or you have to wait for the healer to show up and patch your ass up. Those are your options.
Which I see that on my sheet here, so I got my cheat sheet.
Got it. So you have one wound as it stands.
Yep.
So
Now, did we get Bennies at the beginning of the session?
We didn't.
Luck chips. Okay.
I believe we had them at the end of the last session.
You're supposed to have 2 per, unless you have the luck edge. You
Right.
get 2 per adventure. So through these 3, I don't think any of us has used any of the bennies, but that's up to you as the storyteller.
I don't think any of you use them either, so we'll say that everybody has 2.
Okay.
If you want to use a Benny and sacrifice one of your luck, you can then soak that wound, and it is the same roll. It's a vigor roll or a spirit roll, basically, because that's what your vigor is your spirit.
Yep. Okay.
I think.
Vigor.
No, it's
I have
my
separate.
vigor. Oh God. No.
Yeah, I have separate vigor and spirit. Yeah.
My dumbass was looking in the wrong spot. It's fine. Your vigor roll to soak, and then you have to get half of what caused the wound in the first place. So you basically have to get a 5 because the damage was a 7.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to the 2 bennies that
or
I have right now.
the what shot you was a 7. It's fine. I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Got it. So you've been slashed with a knife by Roman Jaffe.
Okay.
What's your move, Rocky?
Going to fall back. And slashed with a knife. I'm going to fall back out of knife's reach so there's no more follow-up. Swipe and draw and shoot.
Alright. Give me a shooting roll.
Shoot.
She's gonna try and roll a dodge.
To make this better. Did I make this better? There we go. Ooh, nice. So that's on 11, and I got a raise, so I'm gonna roll again. Okay, so that would be a total of 15 with the raise.
I heard a 15 against his 7. So he is shaken, I believe.
That would be that would be a raise, and then you roll damage on your gun. Is usually how that works.
Oh yeah, the damage is.
Do you have a damage for the gun?
I do have a damage. I'm looking at that.
That was just a hit. That was just a hit.
Okay.
If you, as long as you beat the toughness, you hit, and then you do your damage.
Okay. Do you raise on damage as well?
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
Okay. So I've got a single 6. So I got an 8 to start. This is the roll with the raise.
I almost killed a party member doing that.
Right. So, 8. So a total of 9 with a single raise roll for damage.
9 damage. His toughness is 6.
Okay.
So that would be shaken and a wound. Yes?
Nope, it's only shaken unless he doubled toughness. So he would have had to get 12 damage to give him a wound level.
Okay.
Got it. So he is shaken as you shoot, and it passes through his ribs. You see Roman twitches and his form begins to blur as you see several arms sprout out of his back like the amygdala.
Mr. Jeff.
The tonsil stone.
As he is fully fallen under the influence of the amygdala.
Gesundheit to you, Mr. Jeffy.
Go ahead and roll me a parry
You're
if
muted.
you like.
But I
Go ahead and roll me a parry if you like.
Awesome. Absolutely. Okay. Yep, my parry is 4. Yep. Total of 6 on the parry.
Okay. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
his roll was a 21.
Fuck. I don't even see about spending bunnies to even help with that.
So
shit.
what's your tough? No, hold on. What's your toughness?
7.
7. All right. So 21 is 2 raises, which means when Jaffe rolls damage, he gets 2 extra dice to whatever his damage are of the damage dice. So if it's like a D8,
Oof.
he gets 3D8. Yep.
Lovely.
And then depending on what he rolls, depends on how high your roll is going to go. Because again, it needs to go first. He has to shake you and then raise twice to get you incapacitated, which means he has to go above your health level 3 times to actually your toughness level 3 times to actually incapacitate you.
Okay.
That would be another 21 for damage.
Damn.
Your toughness was
7.
7?
So that's definitely...
All right, so shaken and 2 wound levels. So you are at...
I already had 1 wound
That's
level.
what that would be.
Yeah, so then I'm at a...
Yep.
I am not incapacitated yet, but I am at a -3.
So
Now you can soak.
Okay. And that's a spirit roll, and I can spend a Benny on that to add...
It's your vigor. Yep, you use your Benny, and then you make a vigor roll.
Okay. I'm going to mark off one of my Bennies. And
Sorry, I don't mean to. I know you're the storyteller. I'm so sorry, Avery.
You're the dice man.
You're okay, Sam.
Brief sidebar.
Well, for fuck's sakes.
Even if you don't
5.
know a system that well, Twitch viewers, run fun games for your friends. As long as one person knows the basics of the rules or is an expert on the rules, like our wonderful Milo here, run fun games.
I've played
for
in
your
this
friends.
system.
Ask for help. It's fun.
Yeah, that's a very good
Have
point.
fun with
All
your
of that.
So,
what did you roll?
I rolled a total of 6 on both dice.
You got a total of 6?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that subtracted off
That
of
would
the
remove...
damage?
Essentially, that would remove your shaken status.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being 3 wound levels, be at 2 wound levels.
Okay.
That's the best you can do. Is it literally is just going to make it so that you're not 1 above incapacitated. But if you get hit like that again, not a lot of help for you. You're going to get a permanent injury.
Yeah, I'll be running at this point.
What occurs is this amygdala arm reaches out and wraps around you and crushes you with its strength.
I don't like this
and
one.
Picks you up, reaches 40 feet in the air, spins you around, slams you on your back, breaking through the podium.
Oof. There is
It's at that point. Nell and Elliot. You get to the door.
Do we hear any of that?
Yeah, you hear the...
Okay.
You definitely hear that.
I would like to run.
Fuck me.
As you guys run in, Arthur trying to keep up his big portly form, but as Elliot passes through the door, it slams shut. And you see off at the far end of the room Roman Jaffe standing at the top of this platform, these 4 huge amygdala arms stretching out of his back. As his head turns 180 degrees to see you. You see that pockets, forgive me for this description, Sam, pockets
Okay.
of his flesh on his face are beginning to fall out. And you see the
What?
pattern of the amygdala beginning to emerge on his head. Nell is
Elliot's
already
going to
running
take
that-
and aim and shoot at Jaffe.
Okay.
Nella's gonna kind of try to duck down behind something ish, because she'd like to get to Rocky if she can see him, because
There, like I said, there
probably
are a
looks
bunch of bookshelves, tables, specimen cases.
Got all this cool stuff.
Yep. She's gonna kind of move out of the way and try to maneuver up in between fire and people being hit, try to get to the injured people.
I got 6.
That is Roman Jaffe's toughness.
Okay.
So roll your damage.
You meet the toughness. Yep.
Yeah. And what is damage? Where's my
What's your
service
gun?
revolver?
So an equal to
It's the
a
police gun.
shaken. If they're already shaken, then it's a wound.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, what's
No,
the
it has
police
to- you have to
revolver
meet or beat
stats there?
Oh, place resolver stats is 2d6.
They're somewhere in these notes.
It's
Okay,
2d6 damage. Yep. You got 10, 20, 40 range.
It has to meet or beat the toughness, and then you roll the damage.
We're gonna grab this one. This seems like a good die.
Supporting cast.
8.
Usually drop at the first wound.
And you raised, right?
No, I had
Did
to
you
roll
raise on one
2d6,
of the
but I
dice?
can't find my second
Okay.
d6. It disappeared during the primordial screeching that was happening in the
Okay.
background, which is why I was muted.
So
Got it.
how much damage did you do, sir?
8. 5 and 3.
So that will be a wound for Mr. Jaffe.
Damn right, fucking traitor.
As the
Thought about
bullet
shooting.
clears through his shoulder. A practice shot from Detective Mortimer Elliot.
God, not the first name. No.
The blood which issues forth is this ochreous yellow ichor.
That stuff.
Icky.
Wonderful. That would bring Rocky back up around.
Is that
Rocky
right?
is looking to extricate themselves from being close to this amygdala. So
Strength.
okay.
Keep in mind your wound penalties.
At a -2. A total of 10 with the negative.
So I'm just gonna make a DM call here.
Okay.
I rolled 2 1s.
Okay.
That's a bust.
Mm-hmm.
So you break out of the grasp of the amygdala with ease. It may have grabbed you with great strength, but once it slammed you down, it seems like it's lost all strength. I'm gonna let you get one more action off. I'd say that's fair.
Okay. During my retreat, I will be more than happy to take another shot at it. So let's get my shooting die. That is 9. With the negative, it's a 7.
That beats his toughness. Roll your damage.
Okay, that's 2d6. Oh, there's a raise on the damage, so that's 6 to 9. 14 total on damage with a single raise.
Okay. That is 2 wounds.
Okay.
As you fire, clearing through Roman's chest. One of the arms twitches, and you see the bag flick off. And the tonsil stone comes rolling out. Right at your feet. It is covered in this yellow, disgusting ichor.
Oof.
Now, what would you like to do?
Watching all of that happen, Nell would like to run. So that's the where you roll the D8 to see how fast you go. I would like to run, grab the stone, and try to get it back on the pedestal.
I will say the pedestal was crushed when it slammed Rocky down.
Fucking Christ. All
Do
right.
we need to make a
New plan.
pedestal?
We're going to run.
You volunteering?
The stone towards the pedestal.
If it helps.
And go check on Rocky.
Okay.
Fine. I got an 8 on my dice, so it means I go as I can to be 8. So
Zippy Turner.
Yep.
That's what we'll call you.
Well, anyone that wants to either cheat or anyone that wants to try to stop has to meet or beat my pace that I rolled to catch me. Basically, is why you roll the dice. So
Understood.
I got an 8.
The amygdala is gonna try and catch you, or rather, Roman being manipulated by the
Amygdala.
amygdala.
Yep.
And it's a pace roll.
Mm-hmm.
That raises. Got a 10.
Oh, well, if we're doing the raises for the pace doesn't usually have a raise.
Oh, fair. I didn't know that.
So
that would
we
only
both
be
got a 6.
Yep.
All right. So I got an 8 on mine.
One of the
I have a D8.
amygdala arms makes a sweep towards you, and you run right underneath it.
Weave and dodge.
Ah.
You're not real.
It's basically my action to get to Rocky, though, because when you run, that uses your action. So my action was ducking under this tentacle thing and getting to Rocky.
You get up to Rocky, and as you get to Rocky, you're looking down at the tonsil stone.
Kick it.
And as Nell gets up to you, the foot kicks it. And it glides past you, going towards the edge of the circle.
There's who kicks it? Nell kicks it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and catch it as it goes by?
It rolled on the floor.
Okay.
I didn't football punt it. I just nudged it with my foot in a different direction.
Gotcha. I thought you like straight on come up like you're poof, like you just did this like big old.
I mean, you
No.
can still like reach down and try and stop it. I think.
No, yeah, she basically nudged it with her foot as she came
Wait.
by to get it more towards the pedestal.
Okay, so you're actually trying to kick it towards the pedestal. You know what? I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. Nah. There's a. Do I have to roll against something to, or do I have to roll
That's
against
worth
something
a lot
for
of
my
money.
minor
Rock.
against one of my hindrances? Because I do want to go at it because it's worth a lot of money. But
If it's a minor hindrance, it's a personal choice you get to make right now. Like,
okay,
if you want to, you can, because it's a minor hindrance. So you
Okay.
get to weigh how much, how much you think Rocky would actually be like, yeah, I'm that greedy, I'm gonna do this, versus
it's worth
these
a lot
people
of
showed
money.
up to help me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's £1 million.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's a major hindrance, you kind of have to do it. If it's a minor hindrance, you can make this choice right now. Usually
It's
that's
minor
how it
for
goes.
him, so he's going to reach. He's going to start to reach, but stop, and then poof, there's the foot, and then he pulls back.
As you reached out, it's gone just beyond your grasp. It is the amygdala's turn, and it is going to try and grab the tonsil stone.
What is Wainwright doing?
He's stuck outside.
Oh fuck!
As it reaches out, its fingers grasp for it. Just shy.
Oof.
As the fingers touch it, and it skips high up into the air. That slow-mo moment. It's hovering 10 feet in the air, getting ready to slowly fall. Elliot.
Elliot's gonna take and try and like make sure it doesn't break, because apparently that's how we send the 80-foot thing that's waiting out that door for us back to wherever it came from. So it's gonna be the we're diving in.
Diving in.
You're making your way up there. That would be a pace roll.
Yeah. And pace is
D8, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Roman's is a D6 just
6.
because he has a permanent injury.
Oh wait, your pace. Oh wait, what is your pace? Your pace is a 6 as well. My pace is 6 as well.
6.
Yep. I thought yours was an 8 for some reason, but that's Nell's.
Nope, 6.
What'd you get?
I got 6.
Nice.
Okay. The amygdala is going to try and catch you. But the amygdala rolled a 3. The arm comes in, you duck right underneath.
Fuck you, Jaffe.
As you run up, it's falling. It's only about 8 feet in the air now. Rocky, you're up.
I see Elliot diving for the rock. I'm going to take another shot at Jaffe. Gotta get this fool down.
There's not blood coming out of Jaffe's body. It's just that
There
yellow ichor.
Well, it's the ichor.
Okay. I'm still at a -2, so that will bring it down to a... That'll bring it down to a 4.
4 does not beat its toughness. You take a shot, it glances off. No. The stone is
all right.
6 feet in the air. It's falling.
So Nell, okay, so Nell can patch Rocky up and get rid of the negatives. So that's what Nella's gonna do. She's gonna start pulling shit out of her med kit, like surgical staples, to basically put you back together so that
We're
you can
stapling
shoot.
someone?
We're
Perfect.
stapling somebody.
It's a game!
Oh, okay. No, this is beautiful. I ace, or I exploded on my 10 for a total of 19, which should get rid of both your wounds and your shaken status if you're shaken,
I'm currently not shaken now.
because that's above your toughness.
Okay.
19.
Yeah, that's well
Yeah.
above my toughness, yeah.
Nell, you've been here before. The memory of being in a trench back in 1913, patching up men while they shot. You've been here. You've done this. It's a practiced hand that finds bandages and sutures quickly, sealing Rocky up. Then it is the amygdala. The amygdala is going.
Is that knife still around anywhere? That knife dropped to the floor?
It's in Roman's hand, but he
still.
Yeah, he doesn't look much like himself anymore. His
Right.
form is hunched, and
Right.
these arms are coming out of him, and the flesh is falling off of his face. Like,
Okay.
A 14 against your toughness, Elliot.
Oof.
Yeah, that'll do it.
What's your toughness?
6.
That's a raise, so you get the extra damage dice.
And so that would be 12 damage.
Oof.
Okay.
You were already shaken, so that's 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
As the amygdala, seeing that Elliot is poised to grab the stone, it grabs you by one of your legs, lifts you up off the ground, and throws you side over side down the stairs as you crash through a table.
Oof.
Ouch.
One of the
Ouch.
specimen cases breaks, and the mummified cat rolls out into your arms.
Wonderful.
And
Lovely.
a few seconds, you hear.
No.
Nope.
As the mummified cat begins to move.
Ooh, it's on 7 of its 9 lives.
Apparently. Oof.
That would make it Elliot's turn.
Elliot's gonna shoot the amygdala.
Throw the cat at it.
So maybe. Alright, that is 12.
That does beat his toughness.
Okay.
His toughness is 6, so it'll be an extra wound.
Okay.
You get an extra d6 to the damage.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
ooh. That one exploded.
exploding
12.
dice.
Now, if it exploded, you would roll your extra d6 and then that one again.
Okay.
Because you always re-roll as many times as it explodes. It doesn't matter how many times it is. Yeah, you
Okay.
keep rolling.
So, 12 plus 5, 17?
Mm-hmm.
And then the extra die on top of that?
Yes, so it would be your 2d6 and your
So
extra dice, and if
2d6.
any of them explode, you...
Okay, so that is 23.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's 3 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull the trigger, it blows through the back of Roman's head. As Roman falls to his knees, the amygdala arms recede. And the knife drops as he's on his knees, this gaping hole in his head. As he looks up, meets your eyes, Rocky. And a hand grasps the gun. It's your turn, Rocky. The stone
About how close
is about
is
3 feet off the ground, falling.
still? Oh, Elliot had not caught it.
No, Elliot
got
got
thrown.
tossed.
I'm gonna die for it. Agility.
Alright. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna spend. Can I spend a Benny to roll additional die on a trait? Yeah, I'm gonna spend
Yes,
my.
I did read
No.
that.
Can I? You'll.
If you... Okay.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
What were you saying, X-Man?
Basically, what happens is if you roll badly, so say you bust or... No. Yes, bust, or you get like a 2 or something and you really want to try to do better, you can spend a Benny to re-roll, but you have to... No, you can pick which roll you want. So you spend a Benny, you re-roll, and then you take the one that benefits you the most, basically. I reread these rules the other day.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about.
I'm out of Bennies.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, total of 7 on my agility roll.
So you jump, you dive, catch the stone in your hands. Nell, it's your turn.
The Jaffe creature is reaching for the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Nella's gonna run over.
Less of a creature now.
So he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Nella's gonna run over, and she's gonna... God, why is she kicking everything? She's gonna kick the gun out of his reach. You want me to roll for it?
Zippy McKickerson.
Yeah.
Zippy McKickerson.
Fighting or
Yeah.
strength. Whichever
What was
is
that?
better. Fighting or strength, whichever is better.
Into the thick of it.
I'm fucking sick of
Think of it.
to kick the gun out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I'm gonna use a Benny on that. Oh, come on, you fucker. 4.
A 4. So you run over. Lucky for you, he busted.
Oh no.
You kick the gun out of his hand. But as you kick it, it's gonna fire into Roman's chest.
Oof.
Mm.
And we're just
Is he
gonna
dead?
do a D4 and a D6 since no one's really shooting it, it's a misfire.
Okay. I'd like to say something to him if he's not dead.
That's a 6. And 6 is his toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
These things happen.
Fine.
1 wound. As you kick the gun out of his hand and that fires, you see the bullet go out the back of him. And Roman looks up at you. He says, "Told you your profession got people killed." And he falls flat on his face.
Oh, it's beautiful.
As you said, accidents happen.
The room is silent, except for the cat jumps
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, Elliot's just pushing off his chest.
And runs off into the reliquary.
Where's the tonsil stone?
Rocky's holding it.
Okay. Rocky, I need you to put that in the middle of the circle.
As you say that, Rocky, veritably laying in the middle of the circle. The sigils begin to glow.
What's going on?
Put it down, Rocky.
As a wave of energy knocks you all. If you weren't, well, just Nell. Nell was the only one on her feet. As this wave of
Rocky,
energy
always sweeping them off their feet.
expels over the room. You hear as one of the ceiling beams falls within 2 feet of Elliot, crushing another table, sending a bookcase shattered in a million directions.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to our feet.
Glass is beginning to break. The floor
Yep.
shifts beneath your feet.
Rocky's getting his ass up, and he'll pull Nell to her feet as well. She's nearby. Come with me if you
Trying
want
to
to
find
live.
the door.
I need to know what you guys are doing.
Rocky's
Heading
getting
for
up.
the door.
The door at the other end of the room.
When we came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if there's
The
another
one
exit.
that's the one that, unless there's a closer exit, the one that they came out from Wainwright. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is an exit at the top of the platform, not the one you came in.
We need to get out of here now.
Door?
Go through it.
Take off towards the door.
Yep.
Just run towards the door.
Yep.
The
Rocky's
platform
just
closest
hustling
door.
along with Dr. Turner and Elliot.
If we're running, I need pace rolls from everyone, please.
If we're dodging things, that's agility.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite yet. We'll get to that.
4.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, cool. Oh no, pace rolls don't have. They don't. Okay,
They don't
so yes.
explode. 4,
4.
6,
7.
7.
Nice.
So, taking off at your various paces, you begin to run, bursting through the door, the hallway. You see that this hallway was the door at the end of the hallway of the living quarters. As you see Maud Renault with Oswald Sinclair stumbling under. And Maud looks back. What's happening? This is all so sudden. Is this an earthquake?
Miss Renault, we need to get out of the building right now.
Evacuate.
And Oswald says, "Yes, my dear, it appears that the building is coming down."
Yes.
Rocky will
Professor,
scoop him up and just like
no.
poof.
Let's go.
Scorpio.
Strong arm, Mr. McChesterton.
Hey, when he got sliced open by Jaffe, everybody saw why he's called Mick Chesterton.
I got to touch that chest.
You did.
Give me another
chest.
pace and then an agility.
Well, what's now?
Oh,
What's
A
an
what?
agility?
Agility?
A what an agility?
Another pace roll,
Okay.
and then after that, an agility.
3 on the pace, and then the agility is
Oh crap.
ooh,
8 in the D6. 4.
we can raise on agility, right? Or ace on agility, right?
Yes, you can ace on agility.
Actually, no, I can spend a Benny to reroll. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I got a 4 on my, or sorry,
That's
3
7.
on
That's
my.
much better.
I got a 3 on my pace, but I got a 15 on my agility roll.
Got it.
I got a 6 on my pace and a 5 on my agility roll.
All right.
5 pace.
Rocky
7
is and
agility.
a little bit. So
Rocky, you're a little slowed down with Mr. Sinclair, but as walls
all
are
sounding
tumbling
very
in,
familiar.
and as walls
Is
are
it?
tumbling in and beams are falling,
Yes.
Nell, you're gonna become
Yes?
shaken
Fuck. Yep.
as one of the beams falls, trapping your leg.
Ooh.
Fuck.
However, Maud Renault was not that lucky. The beam which fell on you crushes her entirely.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oof. Elliot, can you help Dr. Turner?
Elliot's gonna pull the beam.
Okay.
Actually,
Strength.
you might want to put down Mr. Oswald and pull the beam.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. Strength roll.
I mean, I can attempt, but it's going to be a sad attempt for my
Okay.
scrawny boy.
Okay, you're good call. Good call. I wasn't sure where Elliot was at on that, so
If you would like to roll a spirit to become unshaken,
Yep.
Dr. Turner.
that would
I
be
would very much like to do that.
Yeah, no, that's a whole 5.
7.
7.
Mhm.
All right. You're
Rocky
good.
got
what
a
did you get?
9 on my strength check.
Between you and Elliot, you managed to lift the beam. Now you scramble out from underneath. Maud is kind of, she looks up, she says, I can't I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. Should have seen this coming.
Hmm.
Is she still alive?
Yeah.
She is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we're-
give her a shot of more, and
We're
then
gonna-
go.
You've seen wounds
Yep.
like this
Shot of morphine and
when,
go. Yep.
when people were ran over by tanks in the war. She's paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
If we could get her out without dying in the process. So
Do you want me to lift the beam again after you give her while you're giving her the shot?
Elliot might just still keep going because Elliot.
has the
What the
sociopath.
Yep. Let's give this a shot.
Yep.
That's a 7 on strength check.
As Elliot lets go and begins to run,
Mortimer.
you do manage to hold the beam. You kind of have to shift your weight a little.
Dr. Nell, you getting them out?
Yeah. No, we'll pull her out while giving her the morphine. But at this point, we'd have to carry her. We have Oswald. Elliot just took off. That's the best I can do.
Damn it. All right. Okay. Rocky's gonna like grab Oswald in one arm, like kind of like this, and then Miss Renee over kind of the shoulder, similar to a fireman carry, with the other arm and heading on out.
Alright.
Nella's gonna follow.
Kind of got Oswald kind of on his hip and then moving kind of fast as possible.
Gotcha.
Carrying all the folks lately. My back. Need some
My
domes.
manly chest.
Do you want to just go straight through a window?
Pace from everyone, please.
Pace. Oh,
5.
for fuck's sake. 1.
Oof.
7. My number
With
tonight, apparently.
With all the rumbling and everything falling, Rocky falling behind as the rest of you run, breaking into the ballroom where you had your initial party. You see that Malcolm Reed stands dusting the piano, seemingly oblivious to everything going on.
Malcolm. What? Rocky's gonna yell for him as they're moving on by, but if he's not going to be responsive, then Rocky's gonna keep moving.
Elliot's gonna snap at Rocky. He's already gone. It took him long before we ever got here. And
Since you are dragging behind the furthest Rocky, you do hear a very soft voice as Malcolm speaks to the open air. There would always be a Reed to attend the house, my master.
Okay. Rocky will just keep charging forward. Get outside.
this hurts.
Pace and
feet.
agility.
Okay. Pace. 4.
Pace roll? Yeah, I got a 6 finally. and then strengthen agility, or sorry, an agility roll.
Yeah, just agility.
Agility roll. Okay, I got a raise on the agility roll. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, okay, so I got a 6 on my pace and a 10 on my agility roll.
Got it.
Okay. I got an 8 on my pace, which means I'm faster than everybody, but I got a 5 on my agility.
Elliot?
I got a 4 and... Did I say 8?
I think you did.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
As you all
Scotland Yard's
run
finest.
into the foyer that you came in.
Scotland
this
Yard's something.
large, grand foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky's still bringing up the rear. Snell and Elliot, you managed to burst through the doors out into the courtyard where all the vehicles and carriages are parked. As you turn to see Rocky with Maud Renault over one shoulder and sort of dragging Oswald Sinclair along as the frame of the door collapses. You see the house falling in on itself. This grand manor, in mere moments, reduced to nothing but rubble. The two of you standing alone in the courtyard.
It's gonna take a moment. Because Rocky was stuck on the other side of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nell's gonna go forward and start trying to fucking remove rubble out of the way if she can.
Yeah.
It's right at that moment, with a swift kick of Rocky Manchesterson's boot, the door flies open. A plume of smoke and rubble from behind them. As you got the last pocket of space and air.
Yeah. Comes out. Deposit Oswald near one of the vehicles. Lay Renee down and set her up against something that's not like just her head directly on the ground, and oh my god.
Now,
They're just gonna sit
Yeah.
back.
as you decompress, you feel something inside of your sleeve.
Reach up my sleeve.
And you pull out a tarot card. Deposited in a very deft gesture by Maud Renault. It is the High Priestess.
Elliot.
Yes, Dr. Turner. Elliot's like hands on knees, panting, like
Hold
we're
the card out to him.
all fucked up. Just
Do you know what this means? Because I don't.
well, what would Elliot know?
Probably,
Does
I'm
Elliot
thinking.
have an interest in the occult?
Yes. We don't talk about it.
Is the guardian of the subconscious mind, the teacher of sacred knowledge and hidden mysteries. Sitting at the threshold of the conscious and subconscious mind, the High Priestess has an innate ability to travel between these realms effortlessly.
Mhm.
She teaches you that the world is not always as it seems, and more profound influences are often at play. She ushers you through the thin veil of awareness, offering you deep intuitive understanding of the universe and a heightened awareness of secret or hidden information.
Seems fitting for you, Doctor. Although I didn't take you for one that messes with heads too much.
I'm not a head doctor.
No, but you do protect people. So, like I said, seems fitting. Do you see anybody else? Are we the only ones out in this courtyard?
Yeah.
It is right at that moment that several people on horseback come riding into
The
courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see your father. He's got a bandage on his neck and shoulder area. You also see...
Of course he does.
You see Amelia Verman.
Stable master.
And Penelope Vincent.
The reporter. Yeah.
Of course.
Now as your father gets off of his horse and runs over to you, he doesn't even say anything. He just wraps his arms around you.
No, we'll wrap her arms around him too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness you're all right.
What the hell happened to you?
Did not go as planned, unfortunately.
Neither did the painting.
Lieutenant Montgomery seemed to go into some sort of fit of delirium. And Miss Quinn must have caught rabies from one of the dogs.
No.
What makes you say that, Doctor? Where is everyone?
We are the only ones who survived.
Good God.
Lieutenant Montgomery opened fire on us, hunted us through the woods. I took a bullet myself and managed to subdue the lieutenant. He did not survive his wounds. Miss Quinn died of her fever. We tried to bring her back, but there was nothing more we could do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is everyone's injuries taken care of that can be?
They are, Detective.
I need to notify someone of what's happened. I need to figure out how I'm going to tell people what happened.
An earthquake and rabies. Detective Elliot.
That's not what happened. Dr. Turner.
It's what people will want to believe.
My job is to find the truth.
And Oswald looks up. I find the truth is often not what people want to hear. Finding it and telling it are two very different things.
Oops.
We did say he needed a bucket.
He did say he needed a bucket. He did, indeed. You should go check on Maud. I don't know how she's doing.
The elder Dr. Turner says, I'm sure we could all find boarding down in the town. You can send your telegram and we can all give our testimonies to the local authorities.
I believe that's what we should do. We can always take the horses, hook them up to one of the carriages, and make our way.
Yes.
I'll get on that.
Alright.
Okay.
You see Penelope has her hand tablet out writing.
Are you going to tell the truth then?
About rabies in an earthquake. That's not the kind of story my readers like to hear. Perhaps you should get into the journalism business. They pay more for stories than the truth, detective.
In this case, the story would be the truth. But there are some merits to realizing people might not believe it.
And at that point, Amelia begins to hook the horses up to a carriage. You all find your way down into the sleepy little Welsh village at the base of the hill. And where we will end the first arc of Eldritch Nightmares. You all get your rooms, have your drinks at the pub, give your testimony to the local authorities, whatever that may be.
An earthquake.
For
Rabies.
Rocky, this is the pub you stayed in the night before.
Right.
As you settle back into your room, there's a knock at the door.
Okay.
Please forgive me, sir, at a late hour and such, but you've gotten a telegram, sir.
Is this for Mortimer or myself?
For Rocky.
For Rocky. And they'll creak open. Hey, here you go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Here you are. Here's your telegram, sir.
Right. Yeah. They're gonna open it up. Message.
Says urgent. To the order of Mr. Rocky McChesterton. It's been a long time, old sport. I'd like to say I hope this greets you on better circumstances,
Mhm.
but that's not the case. I'm ill, Rocky, and I'd like to see my old friend before I pass.
Okay.
I'm at home in Arkham. I hope you can make it soon. Wendell Johnson. Wendell, an old friend who
Yeah.
paid for several of your expeditions. Not
Yeah.
because he wanted anything out of it. He wanted you to see the world.
Yep. True
The
enough.
first rich socialite that you could get to bite on your dream of being a treasure hunter.
Yep. They're gonna fold the telegram away, put it in one of their bags.
As you put it in your bag, beside the tonsil stone, you see the tonsil stone.
Rocky's gonna look at it for a moment and just go.
And as you look at it, Rocky,
Mhm.
this feeling not only in the pit of your gut, but in the basest ganglia of your mind.
Mhm.
You know this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for our wonderful third episode, long time coming, of Eldritch Nightmares.
We did it.
We did it!
We did.
Welcome and thank you for joining the Figment Collective.
Yeah.
Welcome to the collective! We did it!
Make it
Hearts
good.
and make them
We make
dance.
them
Hearts!
dance.
We make them dance!
Have a good night.
Have a
Yep.
good
Good night,
night,
everyone.
morning,
Good time
whatever
Time zone.
place.
Choice, whatever time
Time's
zone
an illusion
finds you.
made up by the government anyway.
Check our links for YouTube and Discord in this Twitch profile. Take
And we'll
care.
catch you on Friday.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.